back to my channel. It is Jatan with All Things Jatan, and I am so sorry to be away and not as consistent as I always say I'm going to be. But there has been a couple things that have been going on, so I just want to give like an overall life and health update. We are currently in Miami, the kids and I. We are going on a cruise. This is our first cruise since 2019. This is my oldest first cruise. And of course, Taylor was a baby, so she does not remember at all. My nieces from Delaware will be there, so they will have their cousins. Jordan's the oldest out of all of the kids, and it's all girls. And she said because she's a queen. But anyway, y'all look at my arms.
And one boy.
Look at my arms. Yes, it is one boy. But that's not my nephew. That's my best friend. But anyway, I wanted to come on because I saw so many people reaching out saying that they've had similar situations regarding their anemia journey and their hysterectomy. So I just wanted to come on and give you guys some hope or shed light to like what I've experienced. And I will also try to incorporate the last videos that I did talking about it. And yeah, so we'll go ahead and get started from there. And if you guys have any further questions, you can always leave them in my comments. I do try to respond, at least to those. I do get the notifications. But overall, I got my hysterectomy back in 2024. I got my iron checked a couple months after my hysterectomy, and my numbers were finally trending normal. Like my numbers had went up, so that was no longer an issue. My hematologist said to me at that moment, like, I don't want to just kick you out the door or whatever. So now we'll just go to yearly visits or whatever. So once we get back from vacation, I actually have a follow-up appointment with them. Now, I did my blood work check back in December by my primary care physician, and it did not show up in my chart. And I said before, like, sometimes like I have an avoidable spirit. I knew that I would get down to it. But what reminded me was that because these appointments are already booked in my chart, I got a reminder saying, hey, on this day, don't forget about your appointment. So that's what prompted me to call my doctor's office. And when I called them, I was like, hey, do I have to get more blood work done? I'm going to send you over the lab work that I already have. If there's anything else that I need, just let me know. So she gave me a call back and she said that no, everything that she had would be fine. And because I've done my appointments over the phone a lot of times, I wanted to see if I didn't have to show up. And I'm going to tell you all about that in a second. Because if my appointment is at 11 o'clock, I'm okay with waiting 10 minutes past 11. I'm okay with waiting 8 minutes past 11. But when we talking about 30 minutes, like, and I'm leaving work and having to make up time and all that, I don't like my time to be wasted. And normally when I go into any doctor office, y'all ain't doing nothing. So what y'all got me dilly-dallying for? And y'all are only just going over my lab work with me. But never mind all that. So it's February now. I had to think about it, and they said that they were able to use the lab work that I got back done in December, which I'm glad, because they'll send anything to your insurance, and your insurance will send you anything to sit up there and bill you. So they said that they were happy overall. There were some things that were in the red, like my ferritin or whatever, and I saw some things that I looked up online that said like when you're dehydrated, that can cause a spike. I'm not a doctor, okay? I'm just telling y'all what came up for me. But that is the case for me. So normally whenever I have to get blood work done, I do have to be in a fasted state, meaning that I cannot eat. And I don't work out. I don't eat once I work out. So anytime that I have gone to the gym or whatever, I usually go get my blood work done immediately after. And I guzzle, like I have my pre-workout, which is very low in calories, which should not cause me to appear that I'm not fasting. And I guzzle as much water as possible because I've always had an issue with them actually being able to get blood from me. Still, when I went back in December, y'all, when I tell you it was like not even a drop from where they actually injected the needle at. It was nothing coming out whatsoever. And I'm like, oh my God, I had drunk water and everything like that. And I stay on top of my, like, even now to go on this cruise, I have my iron pills packed. Like, I am on top of it. So once you get out of the clear zone, if you've been a person that has struggled with anemia all your life, just know and commit to yourself of staying on top of that, even if it's in the form of a supplement. So in my mind, I'm already thinking to myself, like, this is something that I'm going to be doing and incorporating in my life for the rest of my life. And I said before, it's not sponsored. The vitamins that work for me is the Mega Foods Blood Builder. I have not had any issues with using that. It does not cause constipation. I'm mad because I usually get the one that only requires me to take one vitamin, but the only ones that they had in stock the last time I ordered was the mini ones. So if you get the mini ones, it's still not bad, but you just have to take two. Also, some things that I mentioned in my previous video that I experienced was weight gain and extreme insomnia. Like, I had a very hard time getting proper rest. And I mentioned before how, like, even prior to the pandemic, all throughout my life as an adult, I've been back and forth with having an active lifestyle. So working out, eating right. I've lost just about 100 pounds previously to, like, all in general. And again, I just committed myself to staying active for the rest of my life. However, once I had a hysterectomy, I gained 25 pounds. And it wasn't an immediate gain. It happened over time. Like, it didn't happen, the 25 didn't come like overnight or whatever. But I kept saying to my doctor, like, hey, I'm still working out. Like, once I was cleared, I was still working out. I still eat the same things. Like, why is this happening? So my hormone levels were checked. It still was showing because I still have my, they took my fallopian tube. They took my cervix. They took my, I still have my ovary. What do I got, y'all? Listen, when you turn 40, that memory ain't no joke. Hold on, y'all. I'm about to look up my,
41.
Taylor said you're 41. Yes, but I'm telling them that as soon as remove uterus, I think I still have my ovaries, y'all. I know my cervix. Yeah, I think I still have my ovaries because my doctor was saying that they did not want it to cause me to go into menopause. So when I got my lab work done, it was still tracking as someone that still had their period without just a monthly terror or whatever. So again, I had no idea of like what was going on, but let me tell y'all how intentional God is, because as someone that has been on my health and wellness journey, I was so used to just doing strictly cardio that this time around, like, the time that I spend in the gym is primarily on weight training. That's why I was like, look at the guns, y'all. You can't look at the arms, like the arms and the formation. Like, I'm gonna get into that in another video because I just want to, like I said, shed light to y'all, hopefully share awareness and give you guys hope. But I say all that to say, God is so intentional because he wanted me to change. Like, I'm a creature of habit. So if I know that I lost almost 100 pounds eating certain things, doing certain workouts, God knows that in order for me to have a shift, he got to sit up there and put a stop to it. You get what I'm saying? So when all those things were not working for me, I started seeing content of people saying that once you reach a certain age, you start to lose muscle mass and things like that. So it's good to start building muscle, like preserving your muscle. Baby, I will go to the gym 6 days a week because that was like my normal schedule. Sunday will be my rest day, and I would be lifting weights. I started using the Ladder app, and I will link that in my comments down below. And there's all different teams that you can pick from, but the one that I picked was Coach Shelby on Team Transform. And she focuses on lower body. So there's 3 lower body days. There's 2 upper body days because she's trying to help you build like a Coke bottle shape or whatever. And y'all, I will try to include pictures in here, or I'll do another video. Y'all let me know, showing like my before and afters, and we'll go from there. But when I tell y'all, I started that consistently at the end of September, and I thought that I would get bored with it because I know what I would be doing for at least 6 weeks, and then the series would change. But when I tell y'all, having to exert so much energy from lifting weights improved my sleeping. I would be knocked out. And like I said before in a previous video, I never had an issue with going to sleep. It was just staying asleep and my quality of sleep. I also invested recently into the Rincon ring. And when I tell you, I love it, and I'll get into that at a later time as well. But it does help you figure out your overall quality. It tracks your sleeping, it tracks your stress levels, it tracks your activity levels. And that's good for me because even with trying to figure out my calorie deficit and working from home, having a desk job, I just want to make sure that I'm doing all that I can to get to the goals that I have in mind. I remember at one point in time not even wanting to do any strength training because I'm like, I don't want to be sore. I don't want to be doing any of that. But when I tell y'all, I'm so glad that everything that I was doing before was not working because I love strength training. I love seeing my body transform. And even I'm still learning when it comes to that. Say for instance, I don't know if you guys look it up, the paper towel method. Just think of like a roll of paper towels and how when you first open it up and you take off, let's just say 10 sheets, the paper towel roll still looks very full. However, that's 10 things, like you still lost 10. And then over time, the paper towel roll will continue to get smaller. And that's exactly how I would categorize my fitness journey or whatever. I was doing cardio and I love my body more, even though I've been way smaller than what I am now. I love the body that I've been able to obtain by strength training. It's also caused me to change my eating habits. I do prioritize protein. I do have carbs. I've done low carb. I've done keto. I've done all the things. However, for me, what I know works for me is something that is more of a balanced state. To sit up there and put myself on something that I know I'm going to be committed to for the rest of my life, I don't ever want to sit up there and think like, oh, I'm going to be having to give up cupcakes. I'm going to have to give up cookies. I'm going to have to give up bread. I don't have to do those things if I have everything worked up into my plan. So, yeah, it does get better. We have to realize that everybody's body takes a different amount of time and energy to heal. And healing comes in the form of resting, listening to your body, things like that. But if you are adamant that you're doing different things and things are not working in your favor when it comes to your health and lifestyle, advocate for yourself. Go to your doctors. If you're not happy with what they're telling you, go to another doctor. When I tell y'all, I started to obsess with that because, again, I am a very active person. I know that I have a desk job, and I know that throughout the day I don't really have too many opportunities to get in the gym and work out, which is why I do my workouts first thing in the morning. Yeah, but I hope that this answers some of your guys' questions. I feel great. I feel energized. I look forward to, and even with when I did, sorry to be all over the place, but when I did go to the doctors and they saw how low my levels were initially, it was like, you're not tired all the time? And it's like, I never noticed because I'm a solo mom. So I got to get up and I got to show up regardless of anything that I'm facing. But now that my levels are good, I definitely noticed a difference. I noticed a difference in, I don't eat ice any longer. I do still sometimes have dark circles under my eyes. That could be because of aging. I do think that I am in now my perimenopause state, just because of the simple fact that my skin texture has changed. I get really dry spots on my face, especially here and everything like that. So I often have to use castor oil and a moisturizer on my face. I've even changed up my skincare routine, and if you guys want to hear more about that, just let me know. I'm curious to see how once it gets warmer outside, how those things will be impacted, because in the wintertime it's a lot more drier air. But yeah, I'm still noticing those things, so I can't unfortunately give you any relief when it comes to that. But I think that once you're aware of things, that'll put you at ease. Like once you know what to expect, that'll give you like comfort. And that's like what I was like kind of irritated about with my doctor. The surgery wasn't good. I was not in any pain whatsoever. I had people calling me, reminding me like, you're supposed to be in bed laying down. But these other things that I started to experience, I wish I would have had someone to tell me those things, because even in my research, I didn't find someone saying like, hey, I experienced weight gain, and vice versa. The things that I experienced, maybe other people did not experience. So there's somebody, a content creator, someone creating content or sharing their journey all over the place. So again, I just wanted to bring awareness and apologize for my long delay in response. Hopefully your girl will be back on here. I do plan on getting some content on our vacation, but also enjoying my vacation, if that makes sense. So I'll talk to you